everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft, and today I have a scrapbook process video for you that is very special because I am the guest designer for White with One. This month the challenge is to use white and brown. I was really excited to win one of the previous challenges, and then I was invited to be a guest designer because of that. So this is what I came up with. I love playing along with the White with One challenges because they definitely take you out of your comfort zone, take you out of your box. A lot of times with these layouts that I do when I play along with the challenges, I start with like white cardstock. I use a lot of mixed media misting sprays, that type of thing, in order to get all of the color in. Brown was a little challenging for me because I don't have that much brown already in my stash. So I happened to find this sort of brown, and I don't know, it looks white in this video. It's actually more like cream in real life, but I thought it would work, and I decided to use that as my background. And then I took some white gesso and some 13 Arts plastic pellets and mixed them together because I was trying to make more of a textured white. That where I'm messing with it right now is where I'm going to put my photo. I'm going to put my photo on top of that, but that's going to be kind of like peeking out from behind it, if that makes sense. That was my plan, at least. So I need to let that dry before I can, obviously put anything down. That's always the hard part when you do mixed media stuff. You have to let everything dry. So I'm gonna just at least get my picture backed. Obviously, I can't use those beautiful flowers. That's the Chicky Studio Autumn Beauty Collection. But I do have that solid brown section of the paper. So that's what I'm going to use to back my photo. And this is when I was thinking of brown, I was actually thinking of like fall colors. And so all of the brown stuff that I had is actually like fall embellishments, fall papers. So I had to go to Shutterfly, and I'm not cut up enough to actually be scrapbooking photos from October and November. I have done a few of them. I did a few of them last year, like right after they were taken. But I'm actually still like doing last summer's photos, so I had to have some of these fall photos from last year printed specially for this layout. So that's my theme. It's kind of keeping it fall themed. And the photo is of my daughter standing next to a turkey paper plate that we made. We actually put some paint on the paper plate and like painted it with forks. It's kind of messy, but she loves painting, and so it totally worked. One of the other things that I had pulled for this layout was a brown, um, like stamp pad thing, inker, brown ink. And I used that, I think it was Hampton Arts ink. And I love that little finger stamper thingy. I don't know what it's officially called, but I love it because it makes it so easy to stamp the edges. I mean, I have other ones and they're sort of ergonomic, but I really, really like those little finger stamp things. So that was as far as I could go at that point. So I had to come back and start laying things down. And you'll see that I create this layout in this video. And then when I went to take photos of it to send to the White with One blog owner, I was like, oh, white was supposed to be a little more prominent, I guess. And I definitely like took the brown challenge and like went crazy with the browns. So you'll see in the finished photos that I do go back and I add some solid color white cardstock just to kind of bring in more white. I mean, you've got it, like there's a white background in those cut aparts, which are also Chicky Studios. That little cut apart with the phrase is like brown and white. And that's actually Pion Design. And I mean, you can't, you have to get really up close to see like the white pellet texture. Unfortunately, it wasn't as bold as I had hoped. But I did go back and I added just some white cardstock to create like a layering effect behind the photo. And then I added a white piece of white behind that phrase thing. And I can't recall I don't have the layout in front of me and I can't read what that phrase thing says. It's just a nice little sentiment. And I thought it was kind of fitting, something that I would hope or want for my daughter. So hopefully when she goes back and looks at all of these scrapbook albums that I have, she'll see that and go, "Oh, that's so nice. Mom recorded this memory and had this lovely little saying down there for me." Oh, and yes, you have to break out the hot glue gun for some of these florals. Those things, I actually end up using some scrapbook.com adhesive, but there were these decorative pine cones, which have white on them because it's supposed to look like snow. I have to use the hot glue gun for those pine cones because there really just is no other way to like really adhere stuff like that. I love using the hot glue gun for the big florals because I just don't think that like the glue dots really work that well. And for these, they were already translucent. So if I just used regular adhesive, double-sided adhesive, or even the glue dots, you'd be able to see them behind it. So I used the scrapbook.com adhesive sheet, and that ends up looking translucent behind that leaf, that fabric leaf. It was a little difficult to get the backing off, but I did manage. So some of the other elements that I have on here, that background paper is Recollections. It's from a paper pad that I got from Michaels, and I can't remember who makes those the fabric leaves, but they came in a International Scrapbook Garden kit, the fall kit. That one was that like two years ago, and I still have them. I didn't use them all when I was creating before, so those were the last two I had. I used them up. Feels great to get stuff out of my stash. So I'm just creating little clusters with those decorative pine cones. I love using my Xyron machine to make stickers for the smaller die cuts. It's so easy. You could use the scrapbook.com adhesive sheets. Somebody actually left me a comment and said, "Oh, those would be perfect for die cuts." For the smaller ones, I just love doing the Xyron. If they were a little bit bigger, I would take the time and cut stuff out like that. But I love turning them into stickers with the Xyron. I'm like obsessed with my Xyron sticker maker. And I have the small one. I mean, I think they make bigger ones, and you could use the bigger one for bigger embellishments, bigger die cuts, whatever. But I just love the small one. It's portable, compact, fits on a shelf on my lovely IKEA pegboard that I finally put up. I'll have more about that on the blog soon. Those are Cheeky Studio embellishments. I don't know if I did a mix of Autumn Beauty and Norwegian Wood, or if they're all Autumn Beauty now, I can't remember. But anyway, there's another sticker there that says Grateful, and that's actually going to be part of my title. But the Grateful sticker is the Prima Amber Moon collection. I still have tons of stuff from that collection, tons of embellishments. You get so much on those sheets, and I was kind of like hoarding them when I first got it because it's such a beautiful collection. But yeah, I went through all of those stickers, and there was like that one. The word grateful is white, and then the background is brown. The only one that just had white and brown on it. So now I need to stick down the rest of my pine cones. I decide to do my journaling, which I end up having to redo once I add more white paper to this. But I wanted to do the journaling first, simply because I didn't want the pine cones to be in my way when I was writing. I actually thought ahead. I don't always do that. If you've watched some of my other scrapbook process videos, I sometimes don't think things through, but I did for this one. So, and then of course I ended up changing it because I'm crazy, and like I said, I got so caught up with the brown. So I'm gonna stick those down, and then I have to do my title, and the title, somehow I had enough brown alphas. I have a giant drawer full of alphas, and like none of them ever have any of the letters that I want. Somehow I found the right letters in the right color for this. So the whole title is going to be Grateful for This Turkey, which is fitting because we made a turkey paper plate craft together right before Thanksgiving. And yeah, she's kind of a little gobbler. She still is. So I thought it was fitting. Actually, when I was pulling together all the pieces for this, I came up with the idea for the title. I had to write it down on a piece of paper so that I wouldn't forget. That happens like all the time. I think of, oh, this would be like a fantastic title, and then I forget what I want to do. But I thought ahead. Again, thinking ahead in advance. Not thinking ahead when laying down these super big alphas. I didn't realize how big they were. And so I get them almost to the edge of the page and I go, hey, I'm not going to have enough room. There's always something. There's always something with these layouts. So while you're watching me re-put down the alphas again, definitely go to the White with One blog so you can play along with this month's challenge. You have until the end of the month. I'll link it below. Like I said before, I love playing along with these challenges because it's always you have to use white with one other color. And like I think navy blues and blacks are okay to add in. Sometimes we can't get away without using them. But yeah, there's so much fun and there's always prizes. So I'm just adding some of those cork pieces that also came from Cheeky Studio. They're sort of brown with white. And it's complete now, but then we're going to go into the close-ups and you'll see how I added a few extra white elements just to make it really white with one. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel so you can see more scrapbook process videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.